This video shows the KRYPTON ONE installation, step by step. System variants of KRYPTON ONE. You can order the KRYPTON ONE compact system, which offers an integrated solution with up to 6 measurement inputs and 3 slots for in- and output modules, as well as digital and analog in- and outputs. KRYPTON ONE Hub offers same functionality as the compact system with an additional module for relay expansion. KRYPTON ONE components. KRYPTON ONE comes with an accessory box and is pre-assembled on 2 in the compact or 3 in the hub configuration identical PVC panels. On the one hand, Neon ONE Compact, and on the other, StabiFlow ONE. In case of the hub configuration, it comes with Neon ONE Core, Neon ONE Hub, and StabiFlow ONE. The accessory box contains the Zircon ONE sensors, the Neon ONE nodes, spacers for mounting, and the user manual. First, unpack the panel with the pre-assembled Neon ONE Core. Now, in the next step, pay attention to the cable management. Loosen the wrapped Neon ONE node cables and the power cable, and feed them down the front through the opening in the PVC panel at the back, up to the top, and lay the cables over the edge. Use spacers to allow space for cable routing behind the panels. Before mounting the panels on the wall, take the spacers and click them into the pre-drilled holes. Make sure to insert the spacer with the slots facing forward as shown. Now take the pre-assembled PVC panels, which measure 350 x 400 millimeters, one by one, and attach them to the wall using the cable management system shown above and the spacers provided. The screw holes in the PVC panel are 270 millimeters apart on the horizontal side and 320 millimeters apart on the vertical side. You can also find the exact dimensions in the technical drawings in the manual. Water connection. Connect the water inlet and outlet to StabiFlow ONE. Keep in mind to close the sampling tab. The requirements for the correct water pressure are a minimum pressure of 0.5 bar and a maximum pressure of 6 bar. The minimum water flow rate is 35 liters per hour. Check the arrows displayed for the correct flow direction. Connect Neon ONE node. The Neon ONE node cables are already connected to the Neon ONE Core. Connect it to the Neon ONE node and tighten the union nut. Once this is done, take the Ethernet cable and feed it through the opening in the Neon ONE Core housing as shown. Then plug it into the corresponding port. Once this is done, you are ready to connect Neon ONE to the power supply. The device will start up automatically. Insert Zircon ONE sensors. Insert the sensors into the chambers of the StabiFlow ONE and screw them in tightly. Make sure that the white markers on the sensor head are facing forward so that you can insert the Neon ONE nodes more easily later on. Be sure to screw the DIS sensor into the outer chamber on the right so that any dirt does not get stuck in other sensor chambers during automatic sensor cleaning. 2-point pH sensor calibration. The sensors come pre-calibrated, but to ensure more accurate measurement results, we recommend to do a 2-point calibration for pH sensors. Start by logging in as a manager and connecting the pH sensor to the Neon ONE node. Now put the pH sensor into the pH 7 buffer. Then navigate to Cal and press Buffer Calibration and start the calibration routine. If the pH sensor has no temperature probe included, set the temperature compensation to manual mode and change the buffer temperature here manually if needed. Wait until the values have been determined. Tap on Store and then remove the sensor from the buffer. Rinse it thoroughly with water and then wipe it dry. Take the pH sensor again, and this time, place it in a pH 4 buffer, or a buffer of your choice, and start the second buffer on the Neon One. Wait until the values have been determined. Tap on Store and confirm the pH calibration by tapping Calibrate. After removing the sensor from the buffer, clean it thoroughly with water again and screw it back into StabiFlow 1. Connect sensors with Neon One node. Turn on the water flow. Then gradually place the Neon One nodes on the sensors. Make sure that the Kunze logo on the Neon One node is facing forward and aligns with the white markings on the sensor head. The Neon One nodes will then lock into place, which you can both hear and feel. The LED lights up green to indicate that everything is okay. If it's not that color but red, the sensor is not defined. In that case, define the sensor group, continue with the installation, and pay attention if your manually measured temperature value deviates. Navigate to Cal and enter the offset value in the middle field. When temperature values fluctuate, you should enable compensation for measurements of pH, DIS, TCL, etc. Following this, make sure that the temperature sensor is in auto mode. Sensor group definition. This is only possible if you are logged in as a service user. The corresponding code for this is 1818. Sensor group definition is used when a sensor has not been detected or you want to add one. The sensor groups are already preset upon delivery. From the main menu, navigate to Settings, then to Sensor Group, and change, edit, or add a sensor. Confirm that you want to continue. The sensors will now be recognized by the system again. First, confirm the flow sensor. Then, all sensors that require calibration will be queried as to whether the stored calibration should be used or whether you want to discard it and return to the default setting. Then return to the manager user with the code 1612. Neon One is ready to measure immediately. The DIS sensor takes a few minutes to warm up, and the TCL biocide and sulfite sensors take approximately 15 minutes. DIS sensor calibration. Before starting the calibration, correct the temperature sensor once it has adjusted to the water temperature, then activate the compensation for all sensors and for DIS. Also enable pH compensation before calibration. Now go to the DIS sensor settings, tap Cal, tap Water Sample Calibration, and then tap Grab Water Sample. The current measured value is now frozen. You can see this from the cross on the graph. It is important that you now quickly take the sample via the sampling tap. If no water comes out of the tap, close the water drain. Discard the first 3 samples to eliminate contamination. Take the sample you have collected, place it in the photometer, and zero the device. You should repeat the manual reference measurement process at least twice to ensure you have the correct value. Now add the DPD number 1 tablet to the sample. Crush it thoroughly in the vessel so that it dissolves completely and the sample turns red in case of chlorine in it. Now, place the sample in your photometer and determine the value. Enter the determined value into the Neon One system and validate your calibration using the green indicator. Once this is done, the calibration is complete. Repeat the process shown at least twice to confirm the measured value, and only start calibration if the system confirms the value with a green indicator. A red indicator indicates that calibration has failed, and the manually measured value does not fit to the online measured value. The orange indicator suggests that the measured value is probably incorrect and should be checked. All tasks completed. Neon 1 ready for operation.